Hey everyone, so it's Hearth and welcome back to my channel. So on today's video, I'm going to be showing you one way of creating your own modern witch's ball. So witches' balls have been used for hundreds of years, originally in European countries before moving over to North America. Now I do have a full video on the history of witches' balls if you do want to find out more about it. I will link it up in the top cornery thingy cardy thing, and it will also be down in the description box if you want to watch that as well. So if you want to know how to make one of these for yourself, keep on watching and I'll show you my personal technique for making protective witches' balls. So as you can see, there's quite a few items here. I am all the way back here, so there's quite a lot of items. As with all of this style of content that I do, you don't have to have everything, you don't have to use everything. You can mix and match, use the items that you have, use the items that you think will work best for you, because remember, these are just the items that I personally feel will work best for me. If you don't feel as though you want to use something or you want to use something else, feel free to do that. So, what do I have here? Because it looks like a crazy collection of random stuff. So the first thing is the ball. This is a plastic one because I have a tendency to break things. It is like a Christmas bauble, so it comes with this little cap thing, if I can just slot that on like that. So it comes with this little cap thing. To start off with though, I take it off because I need to be able to fill it. I then have some herbs. So for this I'm using nettle, I'm also using patchouli, and finally I'm going to be using oak bark. So I'm using the nettle because it's quite spiky and aggravating. The point being, for this witch's ball, I want it to be quite protective in nature, and one way to make something protective is to make it so irritating that no one or nothing wants to come near it. So nettle is being involved. Patchouli is also being involved because patchouli is a herb of protection, of putting things to rest and shielding. So I really like using patchouli in workings like this. I love using it for protection spells, so that is what this is being used for. And then I'm also using oak bark. Now, oak bark is a really wonderfully protective herb. It's a herb of strength. It's a very strong tree that lasts for a very long time. So I like using oak bark to represent that protective and that strength properties that you find in an oak tree. I then have some sphagnum moss or stagnum, I don't know how you say it, this moss stuff, mainly just to fill out the bottom of the bauble and just to bulk the contents out a little bit because it's quite a large bauble for what I'm going to be putting in it. Then I have some mirror pieces. I'm not sure if you can see in there. Mirror pieces are wonderful as a protection aspect because the whole idea of mirror pieces is that they reflect back anything that comes at them. So in this instance, I want it to reflect back any negativity that is going to be aimed at me in this instance. So I'm going to be using mirror pieces because I really love using them for protection workings. So I just have this little container that has a whole bunch of mirror pieces in it. And then lastly, to go inside is a small snowflake obsidian. Now you can use whatever crystal, if any, that you want to use. For me, I like using snowflake obsidian because it's both a protective and a peace stone. So it's kind of ideal for bringing that protective, calm energy into this working. So those are all the items that are going in the working. But then I have a lot of other stuff as well. So I then have a little pentacle charm. Now I use pentacles for protection. So in here I have some jump rings that I'm going to be attaching onto the pentacle, and then I'm going to be binding the neck with this black thread here. So that's what I'm going to be using to bind the neck of this witch's ball. I then have an old candle and a lighter so that I can drip some wax onto it just to be like extra secure with the energies. Then I have a hot glue gun for attaching this onto the ball, and then I have some sage to cleanse all the items that are going to be going in. So I'm going to move everything I don't need right now to one side, and then let's start on this bauble. Okay, so first things first, I want to cleanse everything that I'm going to be using that has energy attached onto it. So things like the ball itself, as well as the crystal that's going to go in. So I'm going to start by cleansing those with my sage. So once that is smoke cleansed, that's really all I need the sage and the lighter for. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add in the moss. This is going to act as a little bit of a bottom layer, just to make it look a little bit more pretty. You don't need to put the moss in, I want to make that clear here. You don't need to put it in. I'm not using it really for any protective properties. I'm mainly doing it simply for the convenience of just having something nice just sat in the bottom of this witch's ball. So I think that is probably going to be enough moss in there. I don't want to add too much in there so I can't fit anything else. So then I'm going to go in with my herbs. Now, as with every other time I use herbs, it's important that you tell the herb what you want it to do. So when you get the herb out, you're going to want to add your intention onto it and also almost energize it with your desired outcome, because oak, patchouli and nettle, they have a huge range of different properties and you want to really let it know what it is you want to be doing in particular. So I'm going to start with the oak bark, mainly because it's that kind of underlying foundation of protection that I'm after. I'm going to be adding that into the opening of the witch's ball. Now, the reason I like using the moss in this instance is because it massively helps to limit the number of herbs I need to put in. If you don't have the moss, it's going to look a little bit empty if you don't really have that much in it. So that's why I really like using the moss in the bottom. And then I'm going to move on to that patchouli, which is another protective herb. And then lastly, I'm going to go in with the nettle. So those are all three herbs added in. So next I'm going to add in my mirror pieces. I don't need to add in too many. They will do their job pretty well with just a few. So I have my mirror pieces here. Now there's lots of different ways that you can get mirror pieces. You can use broken mirrors, that's an option. You can smash mirrors purposefully, or you can buy these little mirror pieces, usually from craft stores, depending on where you are. I absolutely love using these, they're so practical. So I'm gonna energize these with my intention, and then I'm gonna add them in as well. Mirror pieces are really good in return to sender works and also protection workings, because it acts as a return to sender in a way, in that it will reflect back any negativity onto the person who sent it your way. So they're all in there now. Now I'm hoping you can see the light of my ring light kind of makes it a little tricky to see, but they are all in there. And then the last thing to go in is this snowflake obsidian. So I'm going to energize this and add that in as well. And then lastly, I have a little last minute addition. I decided I wanted to add a little petition into this working. just to kind of make sure it knows exactly what I want it to do. So I'm going to write that real quick and then I'll add it into the witch's ball. Now, if you wanted to with your petition, you can add on sigils, symbols, runes, whatever it might be that you feel will help with the intention of that working. So I'm just going to fold this up so it's quite small. It's probably smaller than what I'd use in any other form of working. And then I'm going to drop that in as well. So that is the witch's ball all finished internally. So I'm going to attach the top back onto the bauble and move on to the next step. Now, what I would do at this point is I'm going to energize this with my energy and intention. I'm going to kind of finish it off with my energy. And then if you wanted to, that could be done. That could just be hung up, ready to go. If you don't want to add any of the extra decorations, that is completely fine as a working in itself once you've kind of finished energizing it. If you then want to go a step further, you can stick around for the next little bit that I'm going to be doing, where I'm going to show you the binding of the top and how I do that. So yeah, I'm just going to energize this with my intention, my desired outcome, and then I'll move on to the next step. So that is, in essence, the witch's ball finished. Now, I like adding extra details onto mine. I'll throw up a couple of pictures of witch's balls that I've done in the past so you can see the kind of style that I go for when I make my witch's balls. But today I'm doing it slightly differently because I'm going to be using this black thread rather than the usual thread that I will use when I do this. So I'm using the pentacle because for me the pentacle is a symbol of protection. I use it in my own protective charms and talismans. I absolutely love using it in protection workings. So because this is a protection bottle, I want to attach the pentacle around the neck. Now to do this, I'm going to start with my black thread. So I'm going to spool off enough thread for me to be able to go around the neck like so. And then I'm going to get a jump ring. Now I'm using a jump ring mainly because the little hole in the top of that pentacle charm is not going to be big enough to go through the thread. So I'm going to be using a separate jump ring for this. Now if you don't have a jump ring already, you can make them out of wire. But I used to make jewellery, so I have some of these already. So once I've attached the jump ring, I can then thread this through. Sorted. Right, now we get to the tricky bit. So I have a hot glue gun sitting just here, you can't really see it that well, that I'm going to be using to hot glue this cord onto the neck. Now this is the bit where you can burn yourself, so please be careful. I would recommend using a cool melt glue gun, not a hot melt glue gun, but I've lost my cold melt glue gun, so I'm gonna have to brave it with a hot melt glue gun. So let's give this a go and see how it works. Now you could, if you wanted to, stop it right there. It looks really pretty as it is. I am going to take it one step further and make it even more mystical by adding some wax onto it. This isn't something that you have to do by any means. It's something that I like to do just because I like the style of it, and also wax is a sealing agent. So I like being able to seal in the energy and the intention of this working by using wax. So I'm going to line up the cap to where I want it to be. There we go. And then I'm just going to drip some wax down onto the ball itself. And then the final step, if you want to hang this up, is to create a length of cord. I've just cut a little length, and then I'm just going to pass it through the top little loop of this bauble and just tie it in a knot. That way I can hang it if I wanted to. So that is the witch's ball, all finished for protection. I absolutely love these. I think they look so beautiful. I'm gonna let this completely harden with all of the wax on it, and then I'll show you what it looks like in its final place. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video. I hope that you found it useful and that you might be able to create a witch's ball for yourself in the future. I absolutely love witch's balls. I think they're such a beautiful thing. I've done them in mystery boxes in the past, obviously not quite the same technique as I do adapt the techniques for my own company, but I absolutely love making these. I think they're such a beautiful craft, and if you do have any Christmas baubles left lying around, it can be something really fun to do by yourself, with a coven, with a group, or just with your family if that's the kind of thing you're interested in doing. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you do end up making one of these, feel free to tag me in it on Instagram. I'll put my handles at the bottom of the screen because I would absolutely love to be able to see if you did any of these. And if you would like to get one of these that I make, I will be putting some on the website in the near future if you would like to get one of mine. Links for that will be down in the description box as well. So if you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a like. It really means so much to me. If you do have any questions, comments, concerns, video ideas, or just want to chit chat with the community down in the comment section, feel free to post a comment. And if you do enjoy the magical content on this channel or in this video, feel free to hit subscribe. I try my best to make magical content every Wednesday and every Saturday at 6 p.m. So I hope you guys are keeping safe, and I hope you have a marvelous magical day. Bye!